why you're still not profitable. So let's get into it. The first one is that you trade too much. Okay? It's not that you trade bad on some positions, but you allow the shitty positions to come and eat your P&L. So you might do a 3-hour win and it's all good. Okay? Then you do a mines one. Okay. But then you start to, like this, you followed your plan. You could have ended the week in 2 hours, let's say. But then you try to trade every day, doing these setups that don't align. And right now, from 2 hours, you're at -1. Okay? Because it's not like trading is already difficult. You already have losses in your trading edge, and you're getting more losses because you're trying to play these setups that do not correspond with your trading strategy. So if you have like a 40% win rate on your edge and you allowing these risky setups to come that don't correspond to your trading plan, I mean, you no longer have a 40% win rate. How can you expect 40% win rate if the data isn't the same, if you're not following the same strategy? Because you're allowing these dumb setups that you don't even that you do, it's not even confluent to your strategy. Like, you just feel like it. It's not that, oh, okay, this is a part of my plan and normally this has a 40% chance of playing out. No, in here you just feel like it, and you can't just be a feeling like it. You need to be sure, not that it's gonna work, but be sure that it's corresponding to your plan. Okay, because there's also losses in the plan. So you do not need more losses. Just need to go along with the plan, because the plan at the end will show you that you're profitable. If you're actually profitable on backtesting and your data and your edge as overall. Because most of you guys, like, you already know how to trade. Okay, you already know how to trade. You probably, if you followed your plan, you already know how to trade. You're profitable. It's just that you allow these risky setups to come because you're trying to rush the process because you want money. You want money, but you don't realize that you can actually lose in trading. So you're putting money on a table that it's simply going to go to the trash. Right? You're simply burning your money. You want more, but you're actually doing the opposite. So remember that in trading, less is more. Okay? Stick to doing this, following the plan, instead of taking trades that are eating your P&L and don't match your trading edge. Right? Second one, you're too emotionally invested. Now, this is like me talking to my younger self, and this might be you as well, because sometimes you would enter a trade, let's say, boom, price tags you in your limit or whatever, and now it starts going up, starts going a bit more up. All of a sudden, you don't trade stop loss, but all of a sudden you want to trail your stop loss. Like, what the hell are you doing? You don't do this in backtesting, so why would you do it in live markets? Or let's say your stop loss is here and price starts to come here and reverse, and you start to trail your stop loss like this, but you don't do this. You just hold the position, right? uh, uh, Entry, it's a bit shit, but yeah. So you don't do this. You just hold it full. You just hold it full. So why are you trading your stop loss? Because then price might just do this, and then what? You're tagged out. Yes, you might have saved 0.5 here in case price would have done this, okay? But you gotta think in the long term. It's always about thinking in the long term. Because I know in my next 10 trades, am I profitable? I don't know. Might have a losing streak in between, might not be profitable. You never know. My next 100? Yes. 200? even more sure, right? Because it's like flipping a coin. The win rate is 50%. The not the win rate, but the chances of having heads or tails is 50%. So if you flip it 10 times, doesn't mean it's going to be 5 heads, 5 tails. But you flip it 100 times, 200 times, the more times you flip it, the more accurate the 50% will be on the data. All right. So what I'm trying to get in here is that in this time, yes, you might have saved 0.5 R, but what about in the long term? What about in the long term? Because here you're doing different things to your data. What about the times that it will actually come back to profit? Because this is completely different. And like I was saying here, yes, it is completely different, but it's not on the point of taking more trades and taking trades that are risky. Is that you're too emotionally invested and you're making these decisions to maybe lose less money. Maybe you're risking too much. Stop risking too much because you're too emotionally invested. Maybe you don't have confidence in your strategy. You need to have confidence. You need to know if you're profitable, if you're how does your edge play out? What's the stats like? You need to know these things. You need to accept that losses are normal. Don't just be looking at a setup, say it's the best setup in the world, so it must be a win, because it doesn't. The market doesn't care. The market doesn't care about your opinion, about your stop loss, about your entry, whether if you're on drawdown or you're in profit. Like, the market will do what it needs to do. Okay? And so you just gotta accept whatever the market gives you. Okay? And don't be too emotionally invested into the trade, because then you're doing double decisions, you're making it even harder on your psychology, and what happens next is that this behavior will go on to other trades. Okay, you become unconfident, you start to not take trades that are confident to your plan. I've been through this. You maybe start to risk less than you're supposed to, or start to risk more. There's many things that can go along with it. You just need to know your plan, okay? So you have confidence, and you risk the amount that you're supposed to risk. If it's too much for you, just cut it in half. All right. You don't want to be too nonchalant about it, but you don't want to be too fearful about it neither. You just gotta stay in the middle. Okay. You never want too much of something, and never too less of something as well. All right. Just remember to not be too emotional about the trades. The more you trade like the robot, the better, as we all know. Okay? Because once you already know how to trade, the psychology is where things will get even harder. It's the next level after it. But maybe you're in the level before. And that goes to my next point, which it might be the reason that you're not profitable yet. And it's because you don't have a profitable strategy yet. Okay? So if you don't have a profitable strategy yet, and you feel and you see like your strategy simply doesn't work, or you're in the beginning stages, I've actually made a free video, a full course on topics like this to become a profitable trader, and also my trading strategy at the end. So it is a lengthy one. It is 1 hour of complete sauce, like never made it before in my channel. So much effort put into it. My strategy, key rules for becoming a profitable trader, everything detailed, and it's completely for free. It's the first link in the description. Go watch it, and you have access to my strategy, and you can start to put in the work, because the strategy is actually profitable. So then you just got to refine it to yourself and test it out. Test it out, because yes, psychology is important, but if you don't have a profitable strategy yet, then the psychology won't matter. Because yes, psychology might be 90% of trading, but in the beginning stages, is actually 10%. Because the psychology doesn't matter unless you know how to trade. All right? Technique. I don't even know why I'm writing this, but yeah. Let's say technicals 90% in the beginning, psychology 10%. And once you know how to trade, then it goes to 90% psychology and 10% technicals, because you already know that part. Right? I know this looks shit, but just know in the beginning, it's all about the technicals. It's all about building a profitable strategy to prove to yourself that you can trade. And then it's 90% psychology in order to follow that same strategy, have the discipline, and be taking less trades and not be too emotionally invested, and don't let the market play with your emotions. This has been it. Quick video for y'all. Hope it has been valuable. Follow my Instagram because I'm also dropping trading sauce over there. Go to the free Discord, get some free value. Definitely watch this trading course video. All right, that's free in the description. Leave a like, subscribe, and thank you for watching, boys.